Good morning. This is Evangelist Robert L. McKim Sr. Well, a lot of you people out there know that I have been going through some issues here lately with my vehicle, which I got that taken care of, except for the clips. I still haven't got the anybody to put the clips on yet on my brake pads. But here's another issue that just happened. I mean, people out there, if they, I don't know, they'll take advantage of you in a heartbeat if you give them a chance. Renee had a nice, we had a nice laptop, a Dell laptop that we bought off of somebody. We had the person put in a 1 terabyte hard drive. It also had 4 gigabyte RAM memory. It was a nice little computer. It was making noise, and I took it back to him and had to give him another, $20 to get a fan to put in it. Long story short, after the fan got put in it, it was, it didn't make that noise no more, because the bearing was bad in the fan. Bearings. As Scotty said on the Enterprise. Oh, my poor bearings. I don't know if you guys remember Star Trek or not, the original. But anyhow, long story short, a little humor there. Yeah. Renee wanted another laptop. Well, actually, what happened was she traded that nice laptop for another nice computer. It didn't have a 1 terabyte hard drive. It had a 320 hard drive, but also I think it had 4 gigs of RAM memory. Nice processor, and it had Windows 7 on it. But she wanted Windows 8 because she keeps flip-flopping between Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 8. I hate Windows 8 because one thing, you have to sign in to a Microsoft account to be the user of the computer, or you can sign in under, the owner, and then you can sign in under user, which is guest. You have to sign in. That's the thing. You have to sign in to use your own computer. Why would you have to sign in to Microsoft to use your own computer? It's your computer. You bought it. But people are being deceived day in and day out, thinking that when they buy something, it belongs to you. Well, computers, the hardware, yes, it belongs to you. The software in the computer that makes it do what it does not belong to you. It belongs to Microsoft. You're only buying the rights to use that software. Here's another thing too that is a new deception. Lately, there's been on the news that Microsoft is no longer going to support Windows XP. And of course, it's getting hard to find something with Windows 7 unless you buy something used. They are pushing Windows 8, pushing Windows 8, pushing Windows 8, pushing Windows 8. Long story short, I just got off the phone because I've been having, after a update from Microsoft last night, got this message again on the computer where it's telling me that there was a software hardware problem, installation problem. Basically, whatever software, software, their software, Microsoft software update for my Windows 7 computer. Did something to the, computer again. Long story short, I called HP, and HP more or less said I should call Microsoft. Well, I tape recorded Microsoft. The conspiracy is they really don't even want to support Windows 7 anymore. Oh yeah, they'll send out updates, but they're sending out flawed updates. Why? Because they want everybody to get Windows 8. Let me play this for you.
Do something here real quick. I want to try to do something here. Hang on, I gotta do something on my computer. Hang on a minute. This one says I'm all over. Okay, sorry about that. I wanted to close this screen here before I went on any further. Okay, so because Windows 7 no longer going to be supported? Is that what I'm kind of getting?
No, sir. It will be supported still, but the thing is, customers need to be subscribed on a premium support service of a Microsoft that will support either a month or a year subscription. But for your case, sir, you're using an OEM version, so if we're going to work on your computer, you need to be subscribed either a month or a year subscription.
Okay, well, see, I'm on Social Security. I don't know if you know what Social Security is in the United States. It's a government agency that helps people who are elderly and disabled. And they don't give us a whole lot of money. They only give me $721 for an entire whole month to pay my bills, to buy food. It's not a lot of money. It's a drop in the bucket when it comes right down to it. And to have to pay, you guys, because I got probably a corrupted update, and I'm getting this message again on my computer. It almost sounds like to me that there is a conspiracy where Microsoft is wanting people to get Windows 8. But let me tell you something. There's a problem with Windows 8 as well. We've had computers with Windows 8 on them, and they've had internet connectivity issues with the wireless internet. So there's a problem with that program as well. I'm not a stupid moron because, for one thing, I have doctorate degrees, I have other degrees under my belt. Just because I'm in poor health doesn't make me a stupid moron. I know what Microsoft is trying to do. And since we've talked about this now, and I'm also tape recording this conversation, I'm going to put this out there to the news media of what Microsoft is actually trying to do.
That will be okay, sir.
All right. Thank you for your help there. Thanks.
No problem, sir.
Bye.
As you heard, straight from Microsoft's own mouth, that was a tech support person, and they're mostly from India. All these people that you call from Microsoft support, they have an Indian accent or an Asian. They have some kind of accent that is not American, blood American. Okay. In other words, I'm not putting them down, but I'm putting them down because they do not understand Social Security. They do not understand. They think all Americans make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. That's their mentality because that's what they're being taught over there in their countries. All Americans are rich. Let's just get as much money as we can from them. Before I started tape recording, I asked the guy, if I told him my computer is under warranty still, both software and hardware, through HP until next year. Then he tried to say, no, it was just the hardware that's under warranty. I'm like, no, I called HP. I have a special warranty that covers the software and the hardware. But because this has happened again, and it happened after I got an update from Microsoft, that was probably a corrupted update. HP said that, they could probably remotely go into my computer and correct that problem. Well, guess what? They will not do it unless I pay them money. I'm sick of this. I'm so sick of this. Microsoft. Oh, I'm so sick of it. People out there needs to wake up before it's too late and realize what Microsoft is actually doing. They're creating programs, and then they no longer want to support those programs, and then they send out these updates that are corrupted to get people to upgrade to Windows 8. That also has problems. Thanks for all that info, Microsoft, because your goose is cooked. Because let me tell you something. It is against the law doing what you're doing. Whether you like it or not, it's against the law. It's against the law, period. You can say you have the right because you own the programs, but sending out programs that are corrupted to force people to upgrade to Windows 8 when there's problems with Windows 8. You're giving me a headache, Microsoft. You should be sued when it comes right down to it. Really, everybody that has Windows 7 and Windows 8 needs to get together and file a class action lawsuit against Microsoft. And make them pay for what they're doing. But no, people's not going to do that because we're like sheep being led to the slaughter. You're too stupid to wake up and think for yourself. What Microsoft and these computer companies are doing. They're brainwashing us to get away from God, to get away from the church, from going out and going to church and talking to people and doing what God really wants us to do. Instead, they're brainwashing us to stay home, stay on our computers, tablets or smartphones and whatever else you have, your games. The Bible says in the last days people will be lovers of pleasure and lovers of themselves more than lovers of God. That's what's happening. It's all because of Microsoft. Microsoft has turned people away from God, especially the younger generation. They've even turned people away from their families. There is no really good quality family time anymore. Just like this one picture, if I find it. Right here. Okay, here's a picture here. How things used to be, where the family prayed at the couch and the chairs in the living room, and nowadays, everybody's on their own tablet or smartphone. That's how it is today. And the title says, do not let technology rob you of the family prayer. if not used for the benefit of God, technology can steal your time, corrupt your mind, ruin your soul, and send you to hell. Watch out. Well, let's see, that's the thing. That's the thing in the nutshell. Microsoft is robbing us of our souls, basically. Here's something else that's was on Facebook. Someone posted this woman is going around from town to town to town to town. She, I guess, was in Newcomers Town last couple of days. It was ran out by the Newcomers Town Police Department. Went to Yorksville. She's also been seen in Coshocton, and I guess also here in Carrollton, and she's, who knows where else she's been. Probably New Philadelphia, Dover, you know. She claims, that, I guess, for being from Canton, Ohio, or Akron, somewhere around there. She claims that she's, you know, down and out on her luck. She lost her job. She's a mother. And so people's been giving her money, and I guess one day someone gave her the exact amount that she needed, but she was back out there panhandling again. People are saying, well, you know, they directed her to community resources, clothing banks, food pantries, but she's turned them down. Well, let me tell you something. I go to Loaves and Fishes here in Carrollton once a month. The majority of the food is, well, you go through the line, it's canned food, peanut butter, and some other stuff, and maybe, you know, some pasta or rice and some cereal, and then you get chips and crackers and some other, you know, like macaroni and cheese and some other box things, and then you get maybe some other cereals or whatever, and then you get your fruits and vegetables depending on what they got, either from some farmer or the store, and then you get some meat. Some months you might get a lot of meat. Some months you might only get one pack of meat. Some maybe 2, maybe 3 packs, depending upon, I guess, that month. You know, cheese and butter and things of that nature. Then you go get your other odds and ends, some other things that they might have to give out, and then your breads. I always try to get whole grain wheat bread or whole grain bread, something on that order. But usually when we're going through the bread section, there ain't none, hardly. So I got to buy my bread. It's a joke, really, basically, when it comes right down to it. A lot of people think, oh, it's there to help. But not for a diabetic like me, where it has to eat fresh food and good food, not junk food, not processed food. And I've talked about this before. But see, here's this woman, and I asked a question. Has anybody talked to her? Has anybody sat down and talked to her? Has anybody offered her a job? No, someone said, well, she was seen down here at the Speedway in Carrollton. Did she go in there and get an application? A Speedway accepting applications? You can go put your application in somewhere. That doesn't mean you're going to get hired right off the bat if they're not accepting applications. It could be a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road before you get called in for a job interview. Well, listen, I got to get off here because this tape is almost done. God bless you. Think about it before it's too late. Are you saved?